Hello and welcome to today's episode. If you would, please remember to like and subscribe this video or channel. Still getting used to all the things you need to say. So in today's video, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about fear. And fear is something that comes up often on our path. And I want to talk to you about two types of fear. There are actual fears, and there are times where it's important to have fear. There are other fears that are limitations. And I want to tell you a little story of when I was a little girl and where I had a real fear and how I worked with that fear. So I don't remember what age I was, but I was young enough that I did not know how to swim. And I was thrown into a pool by my dad, and he said, "Swim or drown," and he walked away. I felt petrified. I didn't know what to do. So I didn't know how to swim. And I knew in that instance, I was literally going to swim or drown. Now, whether it would have gotten to that point, I don't know. But I didn't know at the time. And that felt like my only choices. So those were real fear. That fear that is crippling and debilitating. Now, what he knew that I didn't know was how capable I was. And I could see the side of the pool. So I had the opportunity to decide to get to the side of the pool or not. It was a choice. I knew if I began flailing around, I was going to die for sure. And I was going to lose whatever energy I had to get myself to the pool or to the edge of the pool. So that's kind of a combination of things. It's a real life fear. But I had options. There are many things in your life, and especially if you are on the entrepreneurial path, the spiritual awakening path, where you want to go out and make a difference in the world, there are going to be fears that come up. And I want to talk to you about the two kinds of fears, as we talked about before. There are fears that we come up with in our mind that are limitations that tell us we can't do something. We have this fear of the unknown. I've had it with speaking in front of people. I've had it with, maybe taking a risk or doing a video for the first time, or stepping out there and calling yourself a teacher for the first time. These things are fears based on limitations. And once we realize that we can push through these fears, that there is something on the other side, then we begin to improve and get momentum. And it's quite nice when we know we've accomplished something, like my day at the pool. I managed to get to the other side, and I managed to swim. Now, the other type of fear I want to talk about is discernment. There are going to be things in your life that there needs to be a genuine fear. Let's say you are faced with two particular things, and something in your body is screaming at you that this is the wrong direction. It's important that you know you well enough to know if this fear is because of your limitation of feeling like you cannot do something, or if this person is someone you would best not be getting involved with. So the difference in these two fears comes from a really strong knowing of who you are. Who you are is vital. Who you are on your path, who you are in your life, who you are as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a healer, as a speaker, as a teacher, as an author, as a singer, as a creative, whatever it is that you're here to do is valuable. And you're going to face all kinds of situations on this journey that are going to need you to know the difference between, is this a real fear? Is this my alert system telling me danger, danger, go back? Or is this a perceived fear where I'm being told, danger, danger, go back, because I have a limitation? It takes a little time getting to know yourself well enough to be able to make the distinction between these two. For a long, long time, I was told I had a broken radar when it came to picking relationships. So I began to believe this. I began to believe that I didn't have the ability to make good choices. I didn't believe that I had what it took to know what was right and what was wrong for me. And I began to rely on other people's input because I was so disconnected from me, from this one, that I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to believe in me, how to hear me inside and make the determination. It took a lot of work and a lot of desire for me to get to the place of realizing that my voice is the most valuable voice for me. And I want you to know that your voice is the most valuable voice for you. And it's important that you come to a place where you know within you the direction to go for you. And you, at that point, you don't need anyone's input. You only need yours. Now, for some of us, we've become so fragmented and so disconnected from ourselves that we don't know. We don't even know what we know. We've forgotten our value. We've forgotten how to hear the internal voice that we have that guides us. And instead, it often is dictated by an imposter voice that lives inside our head. Some people call it a gremlin, whatever. It's a negative thought form that causes you to doubt who you are and how valuable you really are. So when you think of fear, it's really important to look at the fear and say, is this a real fear, a danger? I'm in danger here and I need to go another direction. Or am I afraid because I have a limitation and don't believe that I can do this? And at that point, I need to push through and move through. Sometimes your experiences will help you get clear on which is which. And sometimes we can still be fooled. Sometimes we can still be taken down a wrong path. Sometimes love does that to us. Sometimes the feeling of love does that to us. We may be getting many, many red flags and choose to ignore them. And that is another video. So if you're watching this, I would love to know about these fears. And do you understand the difference in these two types of fears that I've talked about? And are you finding that you have a good grasp on which type of fear you're experiencing, or if there's something that you need help with? So, you are valuable. You are needed in this world. Your voice is so, so needed. So, what is holding you back from doing all that you need to do for your people and for yourself in this world? I would love to know. Please stay tuned. My arm is improving. My shoulder is improving. I did not wear the cast today. Look at that. I can even wave. Yay. So take this opportunity to decide what it is you need to get past any fears that are limiting you from becoming the greatest version of yourself. This is Tammy Coin, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.